Delegation. It's your job as a leader to delegate to your employees all of the things that are necessary for the business to continue growing. But delegation is often misunderstood. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of you people have been doing delegation the way maybe you received it as a young employee on the front lines. Someone would tell you this needed to get done. They would show you how to do it. And so you would learn that that would be your job going forward, or maybe just one time. And you would learn delegation that way. But what if I said delegation has evolved? What if you have to evolve as a leader instead of just doing what you've always learned from maybe your history of leadership or management? But you should delegate the right way. One of the things I talk about with my clients all the time is this concept of direction over delegation. The direction is more important. Where are we going with this? Oftentimes you may have a sales team. You tell them, we need to hit these certain numbers. All of those, everyone gets aligned around what those numbers are. And you definitely want to make sure that people understand the right direction that the company's going. But for you to delegate what they should do every day, tell them how many phone calls to make, how many emails to send out, all of the details and how to make those phone calls, you may sound like you're supporting them. And in some cases, young employees need to be supported. But we've had someone there for a year or more. You really want them to figure it out themselves. You want them to be tasked with how do you make those phone calls? How do you send out emails that really get people to pay attention? You want them to do the research. You want them to take ownership of that work. And you want to empower them to do that. All you need to do in that case, when you delegate, is to share the direction that you're going. And have a conversation around what ownership looks like. I know those sound like different kinds of approaches to this, and they are. Leadership is not just about telling someone what to do, telling them how to do it, removing all the obstacles. That's the common way to think about getting the job done. But I did a video last week about stop managing the work and start leading the people. At some point in time in your leadership journey, you will no longer be able to tell them exactly what to do. And so you want to create the kind of culture and leadership that allows people to figure it out themselves. Because when they figure it out themselves and they develop their own process, they own that process. So if they come into a challenge, they're not getting the results they want, whatever steps they're taking don't work, they own revamping that. They own the process of fixing it. Instead of coming back to you and saying, it didn't work, now what do I do? Because that isn't scalable long term. And as you get more and more employees, you want to make sure you've developed this skill over time of going with the direction, not the delegation of the step by step. The direction is the most important piece. You're in charge of vision for the company. Your job is to communicate in such a way that people feel that vision. They can see it, they can sense it, and they can really know where you're going. When that happens, and you add a new task in there, you want to remove something from your plate to someone else's. Share with them the direction. Share with them why it's so important and what this means to the overall organization and how we're going to hit the goals, what it means to their own skill set and the experience they're going to gain. Those are the kind of conversations that allow them to go, I got it. Let me come back to you with a plan. Let's review that plan, and then I'll go execute on it. Because when they develop the plan for themselves, they own it. I know this is something I say over and over and over, but it has to be repeated because you want your employees not to just do the work. You want them to want to do the work. And you want them to own that process and own the results and own challenges that they come and encounter along that journey. You want to delegate the right way. So my name is Gene Hammett. I work with leaders that are trying to evolve to the next level in their own leadership. The leadership you have right now has carried you so far, and it's great. But when you look to go to that next level, my job is to help you do that. I create content around it, like these videos. I do interviews with founders and CEOs on growththinktank.com, and you can find those interviews wherever you like to listen to podcasts. But if you want a deeper dive into this, make sure you get the latest training on how to develop a team of A players. Just go to genehammett.com/training. When you think about growth and you think about leadership, think of Growth Think Tank. As always, lead with courage. I'll see you next time.